show etio ediesi so obi o school no be ewura ho no osani to edi agu mo fraso na nsani nkai ma ya emesela so ke it was on BBC obi Ghana ni ba na ma mete se what ya amonte abonte jim from 7 p.m. In the US now obi eti se moto so se cow and we see etio no osani agu mo so
okun mi enu nya
okun na ma Ghana we ba na ma me na no we bi no se bi we dia ba na we na she was in critical condition okun.
Hey.
And what is happening? Mental health, yes.
Yeah.
On one thing, few years ago, I came from ma. I want to fear him. Yakuno.
Oh.
Now, so we share the way now air rise now. Now we let nature say one be from 55 in air corner 55, 60, 64, Akosua 70 years. These are the elders in Penny for no. And a being person when you cry, people are dreading aging. One in alcohol because it leads to almost rejection.
Yeah.
You had a banso and you're that bad. Even Mugusua take care of the appearance.
Yeah.
Now, may hear estimation for the Africa region. I mean, here Ghana compared to other places like Togo, like Benin, like Botswana, Burkina Faso, like Congo, or here Ghana. Now, 4.2 at the time, and watch depressive episode in the Ghanaian population. What they compare, maybe say Togo, a higher semo, Benin, a higher semo, Burkina Faso, a higher semo, Nigeria, a higher semo. Not to say, in Emma, Ghana, and Grovonich or Ghana Hano, a Guziana, a dorsum, a Wahano. Now, say, said ye niema esi kofa e wo Ghana ha bring yesi kasem na mbe mo ma be anan bi so a me pese wo de for ni di echi for the past 5 years ne niema e di free mu eba di kan education especially placement for your ma in secondary school the sabrin do a ya wo di tiaw for yeah. Neti ye mano what they go through. Anka me take me can say oh yeah we are ebe boy ye mano.
Computerized system.
A computerized system. This in there. A vicious cycle. A kobasa. Here no free wa. Placement in the university, especially accommodation. When you work in a university now ye mano we ho. E be a tricky from Otiawoshi and Obe School or Legon. Then wait, Monsieur. By the time Obe trek every hole, a bit Kaswa or Faka. Or the campus also never be done. Onya, and your point no assault them. Obey say old fee no adano. The next day no lecture, it be at 8 o'clock, 8:30. Also, Samba. We are free her. Young the health sector. Now, hey, you're Wahudo. A audio call various OPD, I mean OPDs, hospital, especially now one example, the carnage on our road. Road accident. Ne nipa dodua ekun. It's as if say a social fabric no. Brebin koyi. Never, I'm going to look at depression at the individual level, the amount at the social level now,
yeah.
to look at the AC in this nation, the AC. Yen no tonche. Efe yen hwe edwuma faculty a. Ghana ha many fee benefit besi ne. Edwuma fa su sa. And all kinds of a reporter, it drives corruption.
Yeah.
And I say Ghana ha obi ebu obi edi enyobi. Mebu ya because mebu no so ebu bi ya. No bi ya so ebu. I say na ebu ko nti ebu sa na around.
I cycle.
And also just look at the numbers of nkrofo a ozi kan so mo no mo kire mo. Afei so we sare many in everywhere. Ma yembra yankasa in social arrangements say it's a communal setting. Enti ofa me come over and change oba akofo pressure no nam so from everywhere.
Yeah.
oh here, oh here, oh here, faseful, oh here, busuafo. Everywhere. And the social structure no. Emma ebinum it increases stresses.
Yeah.
Now say increases stresses are. Some stress no ho so say we get overwhelmed.
Yeah, abroso.
Abroso. Na abroso a Emma nipadua no ndrondro bi a esa nka ehwie gu nipadua ma eboa ma we aga e active no. Na fe abroso. Na lead to all forms of mental breakdown including depression. Every yagoza me yembra at the individual level. Na nubi na one na ya na mo kan fasem. Me ma 3 scenarios na fe ye say bu. The kan abaye bia and these are hypothetical situations. Okay. But nema ye hunda wedi 18 or between 18 and 22. I say ono de ohun say obeko school ansa ba ye adwuma da bi on de ekwan bi be fa so a obenyi sika ntam no oyefa so enti ofi ase etu anammo bi anammo no otu no say bere biara this ka be bere no obeye nti whether it is bad whatever
on the hand say iska
and one say iska obeye enti oni be ma na ba ko nam ha no ajin sika kra no agya no no aju is no ajin sika no agya no obi say na say me near the rough me o ya me jao sika na me pe fe no to etiku e ji abranti bi o say mens me pese me bubra me pese abrabo ekoyi na wo na bi yemu no na expectations ne say o si ho obra ne fa no e high enti anamono tuna anamono so aba no ya manabam ebu enti ohia ohu obi na ohu se de nipa na brabo no esi kono a na na ero aho no ho efi se ode obi abrabo toto ono ankasa
ne de
ho fa no so wetiko
no so da ho.
Number 3 social media personality efi aseba
enti be influencers
sanity enti obi apese onya following bi and TikTok is a community obi so na homachia sabe ne sekro ntwie no da ho na o se ta montape mombra so oda ho mombra yes senate tap enti oda ho ana ankofo ba so na hello na oda ho sorry o there is a certain image be a ever up na sa image ni say you don't need to work hard you need to do smart work because and then mention the myth about smart work.
Okay,
now there's nothing wrong with doing smart work. Say adwuma na oye no encounter no a there's a way of working smartly to me aye adwuma so na wanya osika but you was smart work be a eba e birimu mpese obere omoja anim
mpese obebre
dabi enti oko no onya following a certain social media platform na onya some number of enkofo edi na china sika eba no enwa no
owie
enti enwa no say odi bi ka homo no tie ebinumu stories na this part of the world adwuma ni ho no a major way for them. In fact, I'm telling you, social media, the way you're picking on this part of the world, no, you know when you crowd, you may be too more the first class. I'm telling you, it was a human ho. And a year binom say is the quickest way of making money. I think because you are here, my mom, and he 3 scenarios be. Now, what catch me say, what do you think they will feel? First Samuel 30, verse 4 to 6. First Samuel 30, verse 4 to 6. You may be boom at the individual level.
First Samuel 30.
Yes.
Verse.
From 4 up to 6.
Okay, 4 to 6. Or say, so David and his men wept aloud until they had no strength left to weep. David's 2 wives had been captured, Ahinoam of Jezreel and Abigail, the widow of Nabal of Carmel. David was greatly distressed because the men were talking of stoning him. Each one was bitter in spirit because of his sons and daughters. But David found strength in the Lord his God.
Okay. Akosua fenoto ho. Meyenko 1 Kings 19 4 to 5.
Okay. 1 Kings 19, 4 to 5. Oh no, oh Henfa. Okay. While he himself went a day's journey into the wilderness, he came to a broom bush, sat down under it, and prayed that he might die. Hey, when you're depression, I have had enough. Prophet Ben Eka say, Elijah, no. I have had enough, Lord, he said. Take my life. I am no better than my ancestors. Then he lay down under the bush and fell asleep. All at once, an angel touched him and said, get up and eat. Obianya depression was already needy. Get up and eat. He looked around, and there by his head was some bread baked over hot coals and a jar of water. He ate and drank, and they lay down, and then lay down again.
Okay. If he last but one, 2 Corinthians 2 Corinthians 1 8 to 10.
Okay. 1 8 to 10. We do not want you to be uninformed, brothers and sisters, about the troubles we experienced in the province of Asia. We were under great pressure, far beyond our ability to endure, so that we despaired of life itself. Indeed, we felt we had received the sentence of death. But this happened that we might not rely on ourselves but on God, who raises the dead. He has delivered us from such a deadly peril, and he will deliver us again. On him we have set our hope that he will continue to deliver us as you help us by your prayers. Then many will give thanks on our behalf for the gracious favor granted us in answer to the prayers of many.
The last one, Luke 22 41 to 44.
Luke 22 41
to 44.
41. Or say, he withdrew about a stone's throw beyond them, knelt down and prayed. Father, if you are willing, take this cup from me, yet not my will, but yours be done. An angel from heaven appeared to him and strengthened him. And being in anguish, he prayed more earnestly, and his sweat was like drops of blood falling to the ground. When he rose from prayer and went back to the disciples, he found them asleep, exhausted from sorrow. Why are you sleeping? He asked them. Get up and pray, so that you will not fall into temptation.
Okay. I was maybe say some 4 stories in your name. It's a maybe depression at the individual level.
Depression at the ankrankrano.
Ankrankre.
Obi anyane de.
My yenka ka ye some of the symptoms na me kan no. Na onipa ne kan. You see for at least 2 weeks. Se nipa na nya enema ibia. Didi kan ne say ayeboson. The tia abi ne say we lose interest. E wa de bia oyimu. The tia me nsa ne say the energy akofam. Eya na ofele fatigued. or to us what if any concentration bad and attention also to me for now you need see at the back also or poor attention if any self-esteem and self-confidence also at to ho we are free honoma if no ideas about guilt any unworthiness say me crampono me fata and I may yes we are free her or pessimistic view of life and future ohu obrase obra ebekoyi bi ohana oto nyum bi kura che no ankonam nyame ya me no nam me de me yankonam me de me yese we ye no free honoma efe ohana oyenya ideas of harming himself or herself we ye no free wa ne ndemu enye we ye no free wa ne appetite enye ebi kura na oyoba na be ma a waware on ne rebeko kwan so a eno so oto
bibia
ato so when you say feelings bi 2 weeks and beyond but more than say at least by 2 any 2 of this to 3 should be enough for you to go and see your doctor first.
Prof, here I had the NBB say you go doctor. Oh, none of raho. The raho ya anti chain was answering.
Say a normal sadness and not 2-3-4 days. But beyond 2 weeks, and not 2 weeks econo. Na
niru ye nikru ye was soon by 1 month or that susu.
And no your complicated grief.
Okay.
Grieving no maybe that for besa be chase.
Okay.
Yes, the grieving obi ha obetumi grieve ya man lead to complications. Why ya man traso. Na eya na it depends on the relationship between
the one and wawu no.
So we won ma why say ni we are nyina no. Tia na kasa ware a. Be careful you don't see your partner as your world.
I say what for ukra na say we
yes.
Who we are say
wa
bank say
yes, it's not healthy for you.
Omega.
It's not healthy for you at all. Odono. You respect him or her. But are you young?
Yeah.
If he says so free say Kim, why am I breaking?
You can't survive.
You break it permanently. And the people should be very careful about that. Now, because you the son in me say ebia to ubia. Maybe say the dika ubia who say enye ade eye wonwa. Say why you depressed?
Enye nwanwa.
Enye nwanwa kra.
Da wura ho abrutu.
Say me wa ho abu na my depressed. Enye in fact news. The entire man working kind san crofo no. Okay, kind. First one no, David. And then there was a man yento, a yanka, and I preach, and I knew many yento about David. Onka crowd that okay David and Goliath.
I am the kaipa.
Near the car, David, dear. David, now did you know that David? David was depressed. In fact, at the point of Kasachran, my soul march forward. Or pursue every said, you know, from nay. Boni okodi ye no ne bar salon e ma bon no kra oye bon ko na hu se sa boni die aba
ne side chick you okofa ye
okofa ni ne ba no ma ne hu che no
awudie ba mu yi
enti David went through okay e bia o se o David ye so oye boni me ento aswe second one na oken kan no na Elijah wa wutie me no wa frɛ Ejia fisuro manaba na ben Ejia fisuro obo ga say hey ojambra
na ojaba
and ojabai Elijah afraid Jeff is from anaba abeshe abo atafre ensuo ashe fancy nwan o te wo mane gu su ni na wa say ku ba konfo ahanan ni akiri owie ya be man ka ogira ma de be man no ese o si su man na wa ham na Jezebel I say hey ko Mate say no I am in Crawford no if you say na what did you Jezebel table so and the Jezebel your headmistress and I work with students or say ade china se wuti so a hey no la dwane odwane ya na fe enu ka me difo enu ka me ja no ka me nsi omo me de jeme nkwa Elijah ya depressed the turn already you know Paul or say you ira my nya kwampa na yakewu the chapter o kan no opemu na nkasa
opemu in the garden my favorite story
yes
the garden of Gethsemane
yes 3 times he went back, repeating the same
Not
prayer.
my way. Nyame will let you, Prof.
Yes. Jesus was getting depressed there.
To choose God's will.
Yes. Now, you are not alone. Oh, I news to get depressed. But the second thing when we want to say, circumstances were pushing them to their limits. And circumstances were pushing them to their limit. And you are going to go through certain circumstances in life. Ebi a wodi no e wa wade. Ebi obi wodi e wadwuma. Ebi a wodi no wanya accident bi a wote wa ena awoya bei. Sasa abura bedwa. Ho nyina ho yirawo. Ebi ana wade bi ayira. Ebi ana odofo bi afrimu ya wani nda. Ebi nso ana wodi no yare bi na edi wunya ama wo sika nyina asa. Ebi o ana te se bi yare bi se kidney. O kidney uko dialysis ana yare bi a se cancer. And the circumstances can make life difficult. As I said, yes. And the wunya juma tiasiese is a negative circumstance. Ebetumi ama wa be depressed. So when juma say ya, ebri omi, when juma say ya, ohubetumi ayira opa. Number 3, am person tiasie what dey kenken won say. Omo nyina react. Everybody reacted. The human condition, I should say, anytime bia obinam brimuno obe reacting. David reacting. Also osuya manu wonya hodini bio.
Hodina sa.
Now the name who can say they were even thinking of stoning him. Elijah reacted say my brother. Paul said, we even desired we didn't leave. Now Jesus way. Or team says, say, to me, and we will all react. And your reaction will come. Say, oh, fa, bibimua, bibia, ano shimua, ebia ukunu edunya, or iridunya, when in ye, or ma, or brema, dene, a jumana usiana, and quay, and because you are obey depressed, or a university student, or yadi school. He's not doing well. And the performance in school no is depressing you. Into reactions. I feel we no free wa. Because you are perspectives. Perspective said you will see who are dear. How do you see things?
Said you will see who disappointment.
Said you will see who nifa. How do you see your present circumstance? Now this is where the most devastating things happen. Say nipa no ye na adwene say oh we dey ajegon but the man do dey but bi ni ho a metumi ayi agensem asay metumi ya hwe enti say wo hwe Yesu dey no a o say he prayed say betumi ya Elijah say o say ojime nkwa na say ohun say aye bleak na make say ya bia na obi tie me ohun say esum ko na da wanim na when you are depressed some feeling no and a wunya some dream no perspective and a wunya e ya say bribi aye sum bi de wanimu a wonim ba bia wo ko me pa cho e no kore e your present circumstance no and e twa some for nyina kire wo eti perspectives wona etumi kura won ho eboa won ho every depression no e ya na they challenge themselves to shift their perspectives.
Omo pusu omo ho say.
Pusu no ho.
Na esiye no.
Kai.
Obehwe obesesa.
O say me I depressed so yeme nko a.
Enyeme nko a.
Yeme nko a. Ti me komanim me sorry. Ebi a go say o say July na ewi. Yewura August. You say second part mo na. E koyi. Ebi a na ufi afenashas na koyi. Wadwuma na koyi. Efie na koyi. But the failure ura first half no twam no. He said die eya pascal eze obi ka chema say say the demand dey you e bia pascal enti perspectives ye key mishia obi no my extremely depressed in fact na ye major depression na sa asem na bia meka na me hu say yes enipa e power of will
yeah
ana meka say him say and on some board table no so. Another time the doctor said, Dr. Safo, and you may say, meet me a baby about my situation. Now I said, that's where the healing is. That's where the healing is. Onyenya sa drive no. Say I think I can do something.
Yeah.
And on sorry say maybe the next 1 week. Or be making sure say na me be change some of the things about me idea abo ho. Say or be challenging the thoughts. Say sa adwin na eba no. I'm going to challenge you because I'm going to say depression no yes, it's a mood disorder. It affects the way you think, the way you see things, and the way you act. Now, the way you think, but I can say, Rebecca say, baby, I will eat Ajigon. Perspectives. Perspectives. Because the most dangerous thing in depression is to have a misperception. Say, I don't know, oh, baby, I'm ready. Now, make me idea. You get entrapped. Obrano hems you in. A child who would say, baby, I do dear. May I now, a hono and a depression can often push you to suicide.
Wow.
This particular baby,
yeah.
If you say, you see, misperception means the perception is not right. And they also say, Makachi, and you're not correct. Now, a hano, Sanipano be depressor, Bonsafe. Now you are competitive on your be and your way and after way and after way. Because let me make a statement.
Yeah.
And it's Obi Otembia Intro. Unnecessary competition in life will always lead to a depletion of resources. Unnecessary competition in life will lead to a depletion of resources. I was say, whether we like it or not, we are in one way or the other now in a competition. Say Obiko school, and I want to say school no quite no nyejuma, and I answer not here. And also be say school, and I answer. In one way or the other now, you are competing. But because say unnecessary competition, and no say, oh share Obi. Na wakache won say makachi na echikana eyo say waka no wanya positive feeling and free mu say me hwe no manim pia me nkomanim na mom no wo hwe the other side of it say my brother makachi because we have 2 Corinthians 10:12 shall it be all
2 Corinthians
10:12
Corinthians 2:12.
10:12.
10:12. Say, we do not dare to classify or compare ourselves with some
okay.
who commend themselves. When they measure themselves by themselves and compare themselves with themselves, they are not wise. When they measure themselves by themselves and compare themselves with themselves, they are not wise.
You are not. And so if you say, what do you be weak? There's nothing wrong
with that.
In say obi as when you pay na brabo inspires me. You see, there are 2 words here. Is either somebody's life inspires you, which is the positive, or somebody's life makes you perspire. I mean, just here. Inspiration, say, Obi Abrabo ni show nkran, mautu anamo pa ebo abrabo. That is inspiration.
Inspiration, okay.
Perspiration, actually say.
Perspiration.
Yes, it's either somebody's life inspires you or makes you perspire. Now, perspiration means obi abrabo no e ma fifire tew
e ma pressure bow so
e
ma hu dere wo
hu na o yimado e bra. That's all you need. You need a life that makes you or that inspires you.
They be inspire
Not
more
a
and
life
better.
that drives you to perspiration.
Okay.
No, that's not what you need. Now, I say one are those who compare themselves and measure themselves by themselves are not wise. And the misperception is pretty bad.
Wow.
Now, and only manifestation by any miscalculations, any wrong anticipation, obi wo honoma okura adwene bi owura wade mu. O say aware dey mekoye yewu. E yam panso. Ye nware na nware mo ka yete ase. Ye nware mo ka yete ase. Na mum no te ase se aware na wo komu no. Say one manage expectations are ebebreku.
The prof nipa no waware no.
Nipa. Enti wako ware nipa no a wawure mu se. Me nipa di onye me se. Mr. Jesus ya tiase. Ya jatum.
Mr. Jesus. Ana we bofo.
Wako body e. Oya yes ne be nipa. Enti ya never Yesu. Ya tiase. But he can spring a surprise.
Wow.
Na ehono okwa ware mu a one of the things that lead to depression na say ware mu.
Wow.
Obam say hey na me ni hu bi da oboa. It's because a year what you say he can never. Jeremiah 17:5. Curse is the man who makes man his arm.
Wow.
And what do you ediato onipa say on to me yes ada. So people get shocks in interpersonal relationship.
Yeah.
Shocks.
Me boy where do you want to be nyameda? Me girl where do you want to be nyameda?
That's the point.
Me krun to be nyameda.
People get shocks. And because this is a contest yeah intensely interpersonal. This is our contest. That's the nature of our social arrangement.
Wow.
Sanity. And that is the first expression of some misperception. And we expectation now a crown. Abaya was at Ejuma. Also in the next 2 years we talk and bad. Because you are a Christopher Bray why depressed. Na why it is so. We do not expect that a believer should be depressed. And also onya anwedru. But they rather get depressed. What do you think is happening? 3 things. The first one a misperception about their faith in God. Yeah. Nigeria na a Christopher Bray ekura a theology of triumphalism. You can say triumphalism, and not just say, Bibia mediso. But
I walk by faith and not by sight. I claim this house in the name of Jesus.
God will put you to test. Genesis 22. And after these things, the Lord tested Abraham. God doesn't tempt us. God tests us. But you say God can test us. And he offered no, this is my portion. No, one portion. Maybe not portion. Maybe not portion.
So you Christo need dia. You don't have to go through any challenge.
1633.
You don't have to go through any
of John. In this world you shall have tribulation, but be of good cheer. I have overcome the world.
Was it many troubles? So can you cheer up?
Cheer up. Cheer up. Nature say, he's giving you an assurance.
Say, baby,
yeah, say, oh, and because you like that point.
Yeah.
See, in Yantia, say, negative circumstances in life have no permanency in the kingdom.
That's a wolf and you may more dear and Kahosa.
Santia say, na, Christopher ni. Jesus was in the grave, but he's no longer in the grave.
He's risen.
Jesus was on the cross, but he's no longer on the cross.
He's risen.
This is a powerful theological truth. Say, any permanence in the kingdom. Romans 16:20. As when Yankopon one kasabe pecha Satan and asentem. And there is a time when Yankopon pecha Satan. God gives you control over issues. Obrano enye de bia na ye kwe kusukuku and then for the past say 1 week ni o say kusukuku biesi ewiambo anakusamba
yeah
sorry anaye no fo but that's how life is. Let me make the next most powerful statement about human life. as I say, say, human life is dynamic and never stationary. Nipa nkwa. Edia dani adane. Enti edube bia na no hye. Na Christopher ayo madwene say, na me de, na me fam, na no, me de menyintu, and especially when we cross theology no. Enti ofem pa na break no.
Yeah.
Me hye be break. And me hye no I have to correct their theology because the base of the depression is a wrong theology.
Wow.
Onyanya menti ase yi say, oh. But why should God do this to me? That's the question they come with. Why me? Now I say, why me? And if it's not you, who? Who else? And here first I'm about Christopher. The second thing I'm about Christopher say, I did depression say, they see the church community as a perfect community without a problem. And the old no, also a handy a higher heaven, but and yes, sir.
I saw in your heaven.
You be brown more.
I saw you at the boy for Omaji yes wedi.
Omaji yes wedi. Yedi omabegu ha omo emi ho. Apa disuya san brabo. Enye se on abrabo san wi o. They are in the process of learning to become like Jesus. And don't be surprised if you get hurt in church.
Na sorry we pana. And me come di omo di me. And me koye di omo come wansam. And I say kwali sorry me jai. And me de me nsum nya me.
Mama we mama ye.
Mama ye. Na nse me hu ma sorry but me say na nse hu ma sorry. I say name say this year be free mo ba sorry amane. But obi ama. Enti waja sorry ne kura prof.
Oba sorry wane.
Oba sorry amane. Obi ama. Obi amaye no nipa ba kukura nsie yie na se etie ne prof bebra mama ne ama monfo ma soro na me so me fa me brabo
apa bi atna I go to the third na me hu about Christopher a source of depression. Most churches you provide mental health services.
Adwene mu
no one chance ye pa asofo no beka say una say you're a psychologist, but mention say, I go say, mental health. We don't mean say psychologist like myself, psychiatrist, medical doctor, baby. In chire, biara, ubetumi a chire members. Na omenya obremu ntiase and skills for living.
Wow, is
mental health. Look, the entire book of Proverbs is about wisdom about life. Said ye see bubra, ye tnas ni bubra, ni Abrabopa nim die ni nyansa, edi bubra no. Bibia as a many members. And so who preach here? Everything cannot be demons. Bibia na better be abekasa, and the jaboni yo, ne jab edu bibia. As I say, when you bring out nipa. Said ye obrano you see navigated through life.
Because Bible knows you're full of Abrabopa.
Yes. Wisdom to live and live effectively. Obi why or maybe why. Onim said ye nipa is relative.
Onim relationship.
Ne kasa ye. Now because when you say when you be when you're poor, you don't have social skills and social intelligence. When you're a candidate for depression.
Wow.
Take it from me.
Umpenipa.
Your social skills are poor. Umunipa. When you're candidate. If you say, Obremunu, one of the ways of navigating through life successfully, let's say, Obe to me, any nipa, edin sa oswo. Now what tini pass, no so what was here. Now so one tell us a crampa, you protect your heart. Said you be embrow. When your santia said a bra.
Obepra.
And then baby, we are so full, we are so repenia. And say we a day of life. Ye di Abrabopa komo.
Wow.
No, ebi no family life. Enti eja okunu ema na ye ka Abrabopa komo efie se ne okunu esiwari oyere se ne osuwari okunu oba se ne obena ho asema ni parent. These are part and aspect of our lives.
Practical Christianity.
But most people don't have it. That's practical Christianity. Most Christians, Ghana Hano, more of it's a Christianity me describe as a Christianity that is deeply steeped in fear of demons. Enti okwa sore ba okochechiri bayi. Anything okwa sore. But ne you fi say so for the preach no kan say be to me say Hebrews 13 kan ma fe mo de mo ne pe nyina transform bi ne you fi say sa de no eno so hu hia say ne yonko no ti fi no ono ne transform bi mo ne you fi so for no e preach o kan say eya mo ani nso abrabo na wo no ma ani nso de wo no contentment nyame so mpa pini yo mo no eya adenya kese ne you fi say ote wona na ni biri bia minye ya mepe you will kill yourself. It will break your mental health. And I'm a TV ya old and I'm a kaya ya kolo and I'm a shoe ya kolo. You must be content. Yes, contentment the refi. And the baby so for must take time and teach this. I said in the Bible about Jesus. I'll say and Jesus went about preaching, teaching and healing. Teaching partner, we are not doing one on that. Yede abechichire ene me bonema me tuano me twane sekan me won me eno an ewa. But baby o ye adwuma no umunipa ore fie no
customer service nye.
Number 2, what you know is all the time feeding on negative things ore fie no. Number 3, o pride wo ho say me ye wicked me de bitimo de o ore fi say said you obesi arrange wadwene no ebetumi ma ba ye depressed in life.
Yeah,
me to me share obi the way you me hwe na adwene 1 2 no maka say wo ye candidate.
You candidate ya hweye
adwene nye
adwene bodam
me shi enya the way you all dwene no or you all the time looking at the obi akafa me ho and we aka say and me say hey ube ku ten jai stop it.
Yeah,
oh hunisa now and also a major source for believers. But should I say he has given us everything that pertains to life and godliness. And I did be a more brabo binyame sompa asetena akoyiro. But Christians are depressed. I think the 4th source no and say and now me just say a very spiritual crisis. I say God is a God that heals. Nyame betumi asama yare enso me yare.
okay,
There is a disconnect between the onimi nyame say ojimi die se otumi ye and nankasa ne present experience.
yeah, Akosua da Abrabopa.
Psalm 24 verse 7. So God is a God that opens doors, but a door be a medu biano. Michelle Baye Wakato say, I say consistently every door be a baby on biano. So when young Tia be and church and then who say Osu Bambasua anajo na a del beba at the chim. When yes, Auntie Asiana say the seasons are alternating and changing, and in nano and I say prono emuato echinemunto ye. And it
Yes.
Oh, we need this understanding about life.
Yeah.
So you when you send your brother your bonne fa obra your bo even abra bo.
Prof obi enya disappointment bia na wo su saa wo beka ho asem saa na na wonim say disappointment aka abrabo ho.
Oh nisa. Na dwene no. Ontia senti identi a ono at this time in life we be disappointed. That is a pride in say there be a year who free obra
okay but on there to no.
Hey, Michelle, Miss Bi. Now, Ayana are very impressed. I say, oh, the prof. Na be na miss ya dia bia na me hedi na. E da ko me come so be chere no. Me call university no. Me call to me roommate. Say be otia. Me I feel Alex. Me hu na che. Na me call I know I masters. And I remember first year. Now, we cheer me say, oh, young man, how are you? Me say, I'm fine. And I say, okay, are you facing me? Let me say, also, I'm in my last year of my masters. Now, like you say, masters. And also, why?
First year.
I say, why? I say, I'm be service. Remember your master's first year. I say, just say, me church now, me anything, or anything. I say, Joseph, there's no competition in life.
Yeah.
It's about your own resources and how you can move. Now, I don't know who me. And the next time I met him, let me give masters.
Oh.
And I have for me, for as a lecturer, and I over campus, I bet you didn't share me. I say, hey, long time. I say, so how far? I say, I'm now in masters. I say, I told you. Now, I have not moved. I'm still holding masters.
Wow.
The next time I met him, let me hear PhD. And Obrano, I could say competition. And you're knowing your resources and moving accordingly. Now, I could say, I'm a say, Mama, for principles be a bebo or my general home. Every
next week, medical
and he said, I never quite who say a boa pan, say, I was a bit no more how more. As I said, depending a dinia, your digit resources.
Okay.
Ultimately, approach you be. Even a help seeking. Say, me, I'm sorry, me too, and more. In fact, so was hard now, you have a resource.
Okay.
And the deacon your bony pan say, Obia must manage your relationship in life. Life is not going to be as cozy as we expect. And yet, taught said you, we see here anymore. A bedu baby now watch now one and we know about. So we will be a relationship be a bad. If you are sitting with our dear, one on mere contokwa. One on a tiffy contokwa. What to compound how be an on casa. We're proud where we. We're proud where we are candidate of depression. I think number 2, as I say, we'll find a means of expressing your emotions. Say, be a hour. And say, when you means are ultimately catcher will say, I did be hame. Men can't say, Konakofa a bo, Kobo bitim. And I say, Massam phone through a noon. Now, as I say, can the winners and phone or they can't wait. I will send some food.
Nipa bi obetimi akonfine in obetimi aka wasam akere no na bi obetu fukura wotu eto bi prof the nipa ne ntu fukura na se oka wiasa wakoma ato ye mwanya obi etimi aka wasam wetimi express yourself to somebody say obi kura wo ho o wa asonso obetie wu amade e ha obi a wetimi aka keke no kura no eno kura e therapeutic pa
eno kura boawo afi uyi eno friwa ani ba kwa yehu se eboa na ebon ho ban pa every person time bi ya no ya na when your self reflection to challenge your thoughts.
Okay, adwene ba otrim no
nya bretrase na even metacognition what adwene no think about your thoughts.
Dia wo dwene na dwene dia wo dwene no ho
dwene adwene ya wo dwene ho na me kura na ya to ha na me say
bibia anye ana me ni adentra me dwene sa
na abokwa me safo ana ya otisa talk to yourself.
Wow, David encouraged himself
internally na nyabena da ho ye de bia eya ye fe no digital sabbath.
Wow,
digital sabbath na say switch off your phone
unso
Debbie. Now for the first time be by yourself. Mama be adwuma you watch to ho you phones go ho do mo iPad do mo phone be adum. Make time for yourself and think about yourself. Na hanu ma chance you say wo dwene about ho a and for dwene call the negative aspect of your life.
The papa no
hwe papa na ewo mu no every say sum na ewo no enfa nko ba bia.
Yeah.
And you back one wako. So look at the brighter side, but challenge your thoughts. In the adding the ana me kora me dwene sa ade na ya me sa. Why do I do this? Ube who says some answers or pop up. Oh, me say me no. E ana asem ye me ya. Me say me no. Me hum bom me. Me say me no. Me nipa ho adagye.
Okay.
So what do I do? bon say o si dwene ko na adna kasa
strategize.
eba nyabre ma wo
Ah.
nyabre ma wo efi ade ba ko so ehun say eboa ye ma ye bo ya dwene ho ba ne say Akosua eno no eye gratitude, contentment. Contentment to Ghana from Maya ne mema. Ma woni nso de wo.
Woni nso de wo.
Na de wo ni nso nyabotre na eba. Na mabribi empusu mpian e won konsanko enkoto de wontumi nto. Ade biara a wo pepese obenya bia no kan hu say it requires a lot of servicing from you. Obese auto iPhone is say 14 abana say no problem koto na mo hunu say iPhone no yeto a enkura yesa most of the applications app so use no obeto yaka uye no firi ho a obi jifu sam say kim asmato oba ba depressed because them more thing me hu bia na iPhone ira why depressed straight away. I pray no because the body or the 4 years na say dia koto.
Hey.
2 minutes ayra. Oye no free wa. Ye hunu say eya na ebinom ennim sede eya osi ehome in life. Rest. Jebre kakra na eya home. Nyabre na sere. Eya na Akosua sere wo ha. Akosua sere no esua bi. Sere ma sere no mfiri mu mpue emma wanim anye kusuda bia sa ye wo hie obi na obi hia oh hello no sere onso sere kakra na ya na wanim ye kusudu do emma wo onim se anim kusukuku no e ka wadwene onim me ka kire wo
wamuna wanim a
wanim na omuna no send signals your brain ama brain no show and show atenka se de yete look a lighter mood releases your brain.
Powerful.
Enti eya bie wanim na ho masere me wanim obi hia wa onye na wa ya approachable kama ozo ni ba kwa na ni age ho papa die oya ade dodo na afi be ba ko nka ho e beto us next week afi yeah, live one day at a time. Man niema over ya me one day at a time and nano me wo e kira me ni me wa me yusu me ni a obi anteme. One of the lessons that the pastor that raised me up taught me in life. I say biara mu no kan hunu say you either have or you don't have. Na say won ni so a bi ba obenya. Na say wo won so a bi ba e be firi wonsa. Very interesting lesson. Enti de wo prem yi no bo ho ban. Na kan hunu say eni hoda empanyin say from enti hoda. Na de wo say si ya no so no no abo ho ban de wonni so nyenda so say menya na yi adwene na yi wadwemu say media mentumi na media me honte na media bebia me fini ye me fie ebe ifo shekambu na odi machi na media dua na busua na stop doing that. Jai nemo Akosua me di we eya kai say what de bribiche obia Aboagye ho ban. Forgiveness releases you. Bia bribi atono a ashino na say na masora me I've been teaching on emotional healing. Na Akosua yarwa bebiri yare no enye yarwa bayi bi ne di machi o atenkamu yare obi bra na onim sani obesi edi ache nipa no obi ankasa ne mu jije no ayira ne confidence etu ayira oyende ne trauma na ofem no ama ne confidence in life is gone. So we tell you we are in August ebrenu ntwemu kai say eneno na yesum the human life is always dynamic, never stationary.
Professor Joseph Osafo and Nedie me gidi se obi a wo tie bia ye ni se wapem na ni da so asan eni da so bia ni hobiem and the tools now, what they are my very powerful. For me, cram me a blessing me, papa. Powerful tools, sir. What would you be? We implement here, bebo. Prof, me who Abrabona din, what come by default. It did maybe was a sa would see us here. Said 2, I didn't in a minute to me, I didn't in a minute to me, there be. Me did say, would the ball bread, boy. I mean, I do my next week, never to us if you say, that depression, ya, na one shan settler. Not the prof can ye one fine year Juma. Enko we are seeing. Na, I dream bonny about him, Nasa would you as a cray day. Any a coon way. Na some kumi ho na me nkumi ho no de prof wa bin wo papa. And no who researcher why ye enya samwa. Enti next week ne behwe suicide. Na ya pense mu na Mr. no pa ya na UTV ka obi a wakunu ho. Wakunu ho. Na ye ka story me ra ho. So on boss ne yire gya no wakunu ho. Obi si ayi medi ne wakunu ho. Da bi menku ho. Eni daso wo ho. Nti we ye kakra Professor Joseph Osafo du dia maye prof ye beda asio na ye to so ane ya sore nimdia wo ba lecture hall kra enka wo beba yi be semesters be 4 ansa no wetimi anya ni nyina no wetimi compress summarize my ma ye somu na Aboagye nti prof ye beda asi na ena ye brand ntie ntimi mfa tiefo messages ye manya bebre ewa ha the Facebook live ho Manubia Abena Aboagye wa was God bless you professor, it's always a delight listening to you. Pakwasi was God bless you reverend, you have explained it well. Was this Akosua Nyamisha Prof Chichi mu papa Joyce Loco or say good evening everyone. Emmanuel and so or say Akosua good work, kindly ask professor. And next week, maybe Sanama will say, is there anything like a static depression? That is, the person is depressed, but his actions, though are negative, are acted in a happy mood. Is there anything like that?
Bipolar nibina.
Bipolar nibina.
Between.
I maniac, you know. It's a me adomo. Next week, the best suicide na yedi home komo. And then any professor Joseph Osafo du. Our ye Nyaminipa Church of Pentecost Rema I wo East Legon and I feel so nanu ya na abasubo full professor ewo University of Ghana Ghana's first professor ewo suicidology suicide researcher and preventionist unyame insurance and prof Abrabopa. And then Professor Joseph Osafo do, and then the prof will see you to the fatal papa. Hey, man, maybe what dressing me, papa? Yo, what dressing me, papa? Jai. Oh, the prof of one effect. You see to know a fatal papa. It's very. You look good in it. I fine. Obi who Obeka say. A 20-year-old boy been as a share. Oh, they'll numb ho. Oh, you need now, never. Mate, prof. Yeah, the prof say. Professor Joseph Osafo to the 18 Yes, Ramo, many depressed. What? To be you be too good. When you good near Masoka, you be too good. What? And it does so ho. The wolf famuna enka sao a best a bread than what? A bread than near my best son. Ubenya da so what wakoma beto ye mwate onyame be ye enen hwamo die bia ba e ka brabo ho susufa ne personal wate susufa ne World Cup owura ho kakra na oyi ato ba bi se oh nipa na ye disappointed no nipa na nsa wo fom enye se wukunu fa wochi enye se wo yiri fa wochi nipa na eto no enye nwanwa ma memfa nto machi na menkomanim. Your friend Akosua Aboagye betimi your friend Akosua Nshira. Me producers Isaac Owusu Eduomi Obi ya omone bo mechi do executive producer nankasa ye Father Dixon. Nyame adoma na wo twese na be senhia wo Abrabopa dwumadie so. Abrabopa esefata o.